Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for May 1st, 2026. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, starting with this 9, we have two 9s looking into this box. That puts a, well, I guess this 9 didn't really matter, but 9's in one of these two. In fact, this is a filled box column. I just want to start with this box here. I just want to see what's needed. We need a 1, 6, 8, 9. So I suppose this is 6, 8, 9, and these are 1, 6, 8. Yeah, not super exciting, unfortunately. We'll get to it. We'll come back to that when we get there with our systematic scan. All right, anything with 9 horizontally? Unfortunately, no. All right, how about this box? We've got 3. The two 3s look back. These two 3s help. Placing this 3. I don't think that changes anything. The 4. I mean, we do have this 4, which has nothing to do with this 4, but it does put 4 in one of these two, which looks down. This 4 looks down. 4's in one of these 3. Anything else? Yeah, the 1 joins it. Okay, so 1 and 4 look up through here. Where do 1 and 4 go then? They have to go here if they're going to appear in the box, and they must. And so these 3 digits are the 2, 6, 9. Middle one's not 6, top one's not 9. All right, the rest of this column then, because we have the 2, 6, 9. The rest of this column is the 3, 5, 7. And I cheated by looking here. Cheated. 3, 5, 7. This can't be the 3 or the 7, so this is the 5. And so we're left with a 3, 7 pair here. Nice. That is fruitful. And this was our standard New York Times trick. We have 3, 5, 7 here, 1, 4, 8 here. And so it causes the 1, 4, 8 to be here, which one of them was given, but it's still there. And then the other 3 digits not mentioned, 2, 6, 9 here, and then these being the 3, 5, 7. All right. That was all from looking at this 4, which had nothing to do with anything. Okay. We do have 2 4s looking into here. This 4 still has nothing to do with anything, but it does put 4 in one of these two. All right. 4 is just telling me about things that exist outside of itself. Anyway, let's move on. The 6. Nothing from 6. We have 2 8s. So 8's in one of these two. We want to think about where 8 goes in this column, because these corner marks are literally telling us 8's not in this column, 8's not in this box. And then these are filled with non-8s. And then this 8 looks here. So 8's going to be in one of these two. And the consequence of that is there are no 8's in these cells. Because if the 8, I guess these, 8 was eliminated from these. Because if 8's in one of these two, it's not also over here. We say that the column claims the 8 from the box. Okay, so is there anything to learn from these not being 8? Or is that just something we need to remember for later? I'm really not seeing like an obvious action to do, so we'll just keep the corner marks there and hopefully remember later. Okay. So that was this box. Is there anything else I want to do with it? Are there any crossings? The 7, the 5, the 9? No. Okay. We're not going to mark it because there's 5 left. This box, we could see if there's anything else with 3, 5, 7, 8, but I think we took care of it. You know, we didn't take care of the 5. Okay, so we should go through it. 5's in one of these two. The 3, we have 3 and 5 here. But, yeah, the 2 would be the other candidate for that, but it's not. Okay. Well, so 3, 5, 7, and 8. Well, the 8 is one of these 3, I suppose. Okay. 1, 4. What about the 1? Yeah, we have the 1, 4 pair looking down. This one looks down. 1 looks in. So 1's in one of these two. Okay. I wonder if we're roped. We're like if this ends up being a 3, we'd be 3, 5, 8 roped. And that ropes the entire stack. We'll see. Okay. Next band. Wait. Is there anything to follow up on here? No. Okay, next band. 2's look in here. Putting a 2 in one of these two. Okay. Nothing vertical with 2's. The 3 looks taken care of already. Well, we have this 3 looking down, this 3 looking in. Right, we already noticed that 3 was in one of these 3. It doesn't help. Although, it seems like these two are extremely limited. So let's think about what they can be. They can't be 1 or 2. But they can't be 3 or 4, 5. They can be 6. They can be 7. They can't be 8. The bottom one can be 9, but not this one because of this 9. Interesting. So 6, 7, 9. That's more than I thought there'd be, but oh well. Still markable, if not remarkable. Let's see. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 is what I don't know. What did I just do? Anyway, 7. 7's one of these two. I don't think we get a triple out of this or a pair. Okay. The 3 does look down, but this 3 looks in this way. Okay. 2 and 9. Nothing that I'm seeing. Well, we do have this 9 and this 9. We can mark the 9 in one of these two. It's not amazing, but... The 7 we got, okay. 3 doesn't help. This box, I think we already basically took care of it. 1 and 4. Yeah, okay. Anything else in this band? It doesn't seem like it. All right, final band. We have the 3 and the 9. 1, 7, 5, 8. So there's no buddies. Are there any crossings? The 1 does not cross because there's no 1 up here to help. Up here. 1 and 7. We have, oh yeah, we have the 8 to go with the 9. That's quite nice. So I saw this 1, 7. I saw, we have these 9 corners, but even without that, I want to look here and here for matching digits that limit it to 2 places. And I saw that we have the 8 and the 9. So this is a hidden 8-9 pair. Because that's where 8 and 9 have to go in the box. They can't go anywhere else. And so what did we just remove from these two cells? That's kind of how we follow up on this. So this one can't be 2 anymore. So this 2 looks down. This can't be 2. It's not good enough. The 3, this can't be 3. Oh no, there already couldn't have been 3, so that doesn't help us. 4 looks down, and this isn't 4. 5 looks in. This isn't 5. 6 looks down. These two aren't 6 anymore. That is actually nice because it puts the 6 in one of these two. That's going to point now. Is there anything I can actually follow up on with the pointing, or do I just need to remember it? I think I just need to remember it for now. All right, so 6 is point. 7, 8, 9 are, these are 8, 9. That's a 7. Okay, so these aren't 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're down to at most 4 digits. This sees the 3 and the 5. So what can this be? This can be 2. Can't be 3, 4. Wait, where's the 4? No, it can be 4. It can be 4. It can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so only 2, 4. So these are 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think I got what I can out of this for now. And then this box, there's nothing. We already basically took care of the stack, so. All right, we're done. No, we're done with the initial scan. We seeded some nice things, especially in this stack, but we didn't get a whole lot of place digits, just the 3 and the 5. So we're missing something very important that's going to collapse this puzzle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go row by row, and I'm going to see if anything's worth marking, and if we have anything I might have missed, like a pair or triple or something. So I don't think this is worth marking. Generally, what I'll do is I'll only really consider rows with 4 or more givens in it, unless there's extenuating circumstances where I go, this actually looks interesting. Like I'm wondering about this cell here, because I'm noticing like 3, 6, 8 in the row, 3, 4, 7, 9 in the column. The only duplicate is the 3. And then 8 in the box. Oh, 8's already there anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 digits it isn't, leaving only 3 digits. It's 3 digits it can be. So that's 1, 2, not 3, 4, 5. It should be the last one. We're not 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Doesn't immediately help, but still. Maybe this one is similar. Well, the problem is 3, 4, and 7 are superfluous with this 3, 4, 7. So we don't get the same count of eliminations, just the 8, 9 with it. So that's only 5. So we're not going to do that one. Okay. I don't think there's any other exceptions I want to... Well, this can't be 1 or 2, and we already know it can't be 3, 4, 6, 8, so it should be limited to 3 digits. We need a 5, 7, 9. All right. This row has 4 digits left, so we're just going to think about the whole row. Sorry. It has 4 given digits, meaning it's 5 digits left. We need a 1, 2, 5, 6, 9. So what we're looking for is any cell that sees 2 of those, 1 or more. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9. So this sees 5 and 9. So if we count 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, we remove the 5, 9, we're down to just 2 digits, the 1, 2, 6. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 9. None of these are 9. Oh, if only that couldn't be 9, we'd be able to place the 9 in the row, but 9's one of these two. So these are just 1, 2, 5, 6. So this can't be 2. So 1, 5, 6. This can be any of 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9. I think this could be any of them, annoyingly. Okay, is this a 1, 2? This is a 1, 2, 5, 6 quad, though. Yeah, so what I'm missing here is that I have the 8's corner marked here, but we also have the 4 and the 7 looking in, and this 4 and 7 looking in. And so we have a hidden 4, 7, 8 triple. So you can you're always going to be able to find two sides of the same coin. You find the naked one or you find the hidden one. So we can see that this is a 2. I was just talking about how this was 1, 2, 5, 6, right? I don't have it marked, but that does make this a 1, 2, 5, 6 quad, eliminating 1, 2, 5, 6 from here, leaving only, you guessed it, the 4, 7, 8. So the other way you can see that is we need to place 4, 7, and 8 in this box, and they don't go in any of these cells. Right? We have this 8 too. So the 4, 7, and 8 don't go in any of these cells. So where do they go? They go here. Oops. Eliminating anything other than what 4, 7, 8. So it eliminates the 1, 2, 5, 6. So we want to follow up on this deduction. 1, 2, 5, 6. Something I'm noticing, I don't know if this is helpful, but this can't be 1, 2, or 6. Yeah, that is actually extremely helpful. See how this sees 1, 2, and 6? And 1, 2, 5, 6 were just removed from these two. So the question is, we already have a 5, but where do the 1, 2, and 6 go in the row? If they're not going to go in these two anymore, and they aren't given yet. And then they can't go here because this sees a 1, 2, and a 6. So that leaves just these 3 cells for 1, 2, 6. So as a result, this can only be 1, 2 because it can't be 6. This can't be the 2 or the 6. It's 1 or 4 only. So it can't be 4 anymore. It's got to be from 1, 2, 6. So it's a 1. That's a 4. That's a 2. That's a 6. And this is the other 4, 7, 8, but it can't be 4 or 8. So it's our 7. That places the 7 here. It also places the 7 and 4 in this box. That's not a 7. That's not a 6. All right. Down here we get the 4. All right. Over here we need 1, 5, and 9. The one's in one of these two. That points. This one looks up, placing this one. And that places 1 in this box. Very nice. 6, 8, 9 here. Where do you have the 9s pointing? All right, we need to take a step back. We just got a lot. Let's clean up this corner mark. We don't need it because it's a pair now. We have all the odd digits. We need 2, 4, 6, 8. This can be any of them. All right. What did we get? 2 and 7. So the 2s look down. This can't be 2 because of the hidden 8, 9 pair. That's a gift that keeps on giving. That's a 2. That makes that a 6. So these 2 digits are the 3 and 5. Okay. What about these 4 digits? We need a 3, 5, 6, 8. So the 3 goes here. So these are 5, 6, 8. 3, 5, 6. I think it's any of them. All right. What's our next step? We need to follow up on all of these blue digits. So 7s look down. Put the 7 in one of these. I think we followed up on the 2 already. We have this 7. Okay. We got the 1. Okay, we already got that 1. The 6. These 2 6s do look in. So I guess 6 is one of these 3 for what it's worth. Okay. I had just remembered that I'd limited 9 to these 2, but they both can still be 9, unfortunately. Okay. So where are we looking for progress here? Good question. Maybe I should just scan. 259. 2629, no. 568. I guess I could. I should look here. This is 689. I think it's any of them though. Not 3. 689. Like I want this to do something, but I don't think it does right now. So maybe we should think about this whole row. We need a 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can't be 6, 7. So this is 3, 5, 8. This can't be 7, but otherwise. So it's 3, 5, 6, 8. Wow, we just slowed to a halt. This whole column needs 3, 5, 8, 9. So this is 3, 5, 8, 9. Okay. No go there. Is there any like obvious place to look? Maybe I should look at columns real quick. Just a quick scan on columns to make sure I'm not just like missing something obvious in columns. I don't think so. We still haven't determined if this is roping, right? So I'm going to look at this row then. I'm not a fan of 5 digits left, but it seems like it's necessary a lot of the times. We need a 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. We know these aren't 9. We know these aren't 8. So this isn't 1 or 8. So this is 2, 6, 9. 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. This can't be 2 or 9. So 1, 6, 8. 2, 6, 8, 9. Nothing. I do not know what's happening here. Maybe this row? We do have this. It can't be 1 or 4, so it's already markable. We need a 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. So this can't be 1 or 4. So 3, 5, 7. Oh, wait a minute. It can't be 5 or 7 either. So this is a naked single. This is like one of the sneakiest naked singles. I guess it does see 4 unique digits in the row and 3 unique in the column, and then the 5 in the box is also unique, right? No other 1, 2. It is a 3, not 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that's how it's a naked single. You have to combine the row, the box, and the column to get that this is a 3, and that means we are not roped, unfortunately. But let me talk about that. This has already been a long puzzle, but I'll briefly talk about it. So I just need workspace. So imagine this was a 3, just for a second, I guess. Anyway, whatever these 3 digits are, we're going to call that green. Let's just say that right here, these 3 also ended up the same exact 3 green digits, 5, 7, 8. They aren't, but we're using our imagination here on a blank grid that isn't blank. So where do the green digits go in this box is the question. Well, they can't go here and they can't go here. So the green digits end up here. Okay, so now I'm going to call these 3, or we can just start down here again. We can call these 3 the purple digits. Whatever 3 they are, they're purple. Now the question is, where does purple go in this box? Because we know purple is different than green, and we know it can't repeat in the column. All 3 are used in the column. So these are the purples, and that makes these the purples in this box. And then the final 3 digits will match, and we can call those, say, the orange. So you end up with this this pattern here. And the only difference in the pattern could be like you could swap these 2 boxes, right? So the green could end up here or it could end up here. But either way, if you just seed this with these 3 are the same as these 3, everything else follows, and you end up with the same repeated triples. Now, what if that doesn't happen? Well, that's the case for this column. So here you'll notice we have 5, 7, 8. No, sorry. Yeah, we have 5, 7, 8, and here we have 3, 5, 8. And so you can see that the 5 and 8 do match. We can call those green, but the 3 and the 7 do not. We can call that purple. And so as a result, the 5 and 8 are going to appear here. They are corner marked, and they can't be with a 3 or a 7. Why can't they be with a 3 or a 7? Well, you can see from Sudoku they can't, but just using the logic of these, if this matched 3, 5, 8 or 5, 8, 7 or 5, 7, 8, we would be forced to be roped, right? So like if this was 5, 7, 8, this would also have to be 5, 7, 8, just by the logic we just used earlier. And so we know that this is 5, 8 with some third digit that isn't 3 or 7. So we're going to say it's green with a splash of the third purple in it. And so now you can see that we end up with this being purple, and then over here this is the purple 3, and over here we're going to get the purple 7. And so we could call these two digits, say, orange, and we have the 1 4 here, the 1 4 here, and the 1 4 over here, right? But they're always going to end up with a 3 or a 7 or whatever the other digit is here, right? So you can still use it, but it's a lot harder to analyze, or not harder to analyze, but it's less useful generally when you analyze it if it's not roped. But anyway, just things that you can recognize, and those are the only two options. You either have all three in the box columns the same repeated within the stacker band, and then or the other option is that you have two matching in each of the columns, and then this wild card set of 3 digits that go one each across them. We call that braided. All right, so let's finish this puzzle. This row we need 1 and 4. This can't be the 4, so that's a 1 and that's a 4. That places the 1 in this box. So like we can already tell you this is not going to be a 3 or 7. This is going to be whatever the third floating digit is, which we don't know what it is. We know it's not a 1 though. We know it's not 1 or 4 because they match here. So it's going to be a 2, 6, or 9 basically, which is conveniently what Sudoku says these are, right? So you're not learning anything that basic Sudoku with pairs and triples couldn't tell you, but sometimes it's easier to recognize and just quickly fill out the band or the stack instead of like, let's do this pair and then let's do this triple and then, oh, this is a single and blah, 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 right? Just speed things up. All right, 2, 6, 7, 9. But I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't give you any specific insights that those things couldn't already give you. I'm noticing a few things we can do. This column needs a 7. This 7 sees here. These aren't 7. So the 7 goes right there. I'm also seeing this 1 looking up. Now there's only actually one place for 1 in this box, which is right here. That places the 1 in this box. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Ooh. Wow, that was powerful. All right. 4, 8 pair, 2, 5, 6. You know, the 5's in one of these two. Does that help? It might. So the 5's point down. These aren't 5. This 5 looks in. So 5 in this box has to go here. That was also true of the column. The column needs a 4, which can only go here. And that's an 8. That's 6. That's a 2, 5, and 6. We get the 9 and 5. We get the 2 and the 9. That's our 8, 6, and 5. That's 8 and 9. That's 6, 9, and 8. We get our 8 here. Here, this is 2 or 6 now. In fact, the 9 can only go here. The 8 can only go here in this box. Wait, is that true? Yes, it is true. Okay. What did I use up? Nothing useful. All right. This is the only place for 5 now. This is our 6 and 9. That's a 2. We get the 6 and the 2. 2 and 4 are left. That's 2. That's 4. All right. So let's take a final look at this stack. And every single band and every single stack is going to follow one of these two patterns. I don't think we're roped. The New York Times puzzles tend to not be roped. It's very rare, much more rare than by chance. So I don't know what part of their generation prevents that. But it does seem to be the case. Anyway, let's just analyze this stack one last time. So we have 3, 5, and 8 here. And we can see that we have the 5 and 8 matching here. So we can call this the 5, 8. We'll call that green. This is the 5, 8 that's going here. Boom, 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 right? And then the 3, 6, and 7 are going to be our floaters. We'll call the floaters the purple. So our 3s, our 6s, and our 7s are always floating. There we go. So those are our purples. And so now the ones that aren't colored, we can give new colors to. So 1, 4 is going to be orange. And then 2, 9 is going to be blue. So you can see that we get 2 matching, right, with our blue, our green, and our orange. And then the 3 floaters are going to be 1 of each, like once with green, once with blue, once with orange, which is just required because of how columns work. So you can kind of see how that happens. And those are the only 2 options. There's no way to have like 3 different. It doesn't even really make a whole lot of sense to say there's 3 different, but like if it's 3 different, then it's just not the matching one. You just found the floater, right? So like here, well, no, like these are 3 different, but they're going to be in the same column. Like these have to end up somewhere over here, and you only have 2 columns and you've got 3 digits to fit into 2 columns. So 2 of them are going to, at least 2 of them will be in the same matching column because there isn't a third one to go into. So that's kind of the easiest explanation of that. Cool. Well, I hope that was helpful. I haven't really gone over roping much. I have in the past, but I like to repeat these every once in a while for new viewers or as a refresher for those who may need some reinforcement. Cool. Well, let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, want to leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.